remake, I like what they try to do with the remake. It's always going to be hard because Freddy doesn't wear a mask per se, like Michael and stuff like and Jason and all that stuff. It's a different actor playing it. It's straight away off the bat. You've got that relationship with Rob England, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
And you haven't got that now. But I think he did a really good job. The guy, Jackie
Chan?
Not Jackie Chan, no. He would be quite a good fucking Freddy though. But the guy who played him, sorry Jackie, I can't remember your surname, but he did loads of stuff, and he was really he put a really evil sort of dark, more of a, there was no sort of tongue in cheek in that one.
No.
It was pure sort of, he was
a
a bad fucking pedo.
Yeah.
And it was I appreciate what they tried to do there, and it's a shame he didn't get a sequel. To be fair, he deserved it. So that's Nightmare.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So we might as well go from Nightmare to Friday then.
Yeah, then we done that sort of Friday.
Friday. So who's taking the lead on Friday?
You did that, didn't you?
Yeah. Do you want to take it?
I'll take Friday.
Taking a Friday.
So obviously Friday 1, classic, brilliant. I prefer 2. Friday 2's my favourite. I prefer
a lot of people do.
Just because Jason's in it and sort of that's really why you're watching these type of movies. That's why we watch franchises. We love the character per se. I mean, I love Friday 1. I love the atmosphere of Friday 1. I think Friday 2 carried the same sort of, going off to camp. I think they've all done that quite well, to be fair. But going off to camp, I love the sort of the school kids escaping from the city, going to the camp in the wilderness. But I love. So 1's good. I won't give it a score just yet. Number 2, I like. It's good fun. Great desk. The desk count's higher, bigger, better, more elaborate, more thought into it. Number 3 was awesome. Loved 3. That's where and then he got his iconic mask.
Mm-hmm.
Loved 3. Great characters again. They've always had really good, memorable characters in the Friday franchise. Actually, probably better than any other franchise in that respect. The typical sort of, there's a good-looking one who gets the girl, the geeky one who doesn't. The stoners, the twins. The black guy. There's always the typical.
All the stereotypes are covered.
Brilliant, yeah, it's excellent. So then number 4 was really good with Corey Feldman. Love number 4.
Me too.
Final chapter.
Yeah, me too.
Fucking love number 4.
Savini at the makeup as well.
Oh, Savini. It's a really good documentary actually, where he talks about all the Friday films and all the makeup effects.
Right.
So that was cool. Like number 4. 5. And I'm thinking Feldman's at the beginning of 5, isn't he?
5 is a new beginning. That's the one with Tommy as the he's in I can't say mental home.
Said it. So he's in a mental house.
He's in the reform clinic for
people who've an experience with Voorhees.
Yes.
So for me, probably 5 is where it started where it had a dip. Slight dip. Again, they had some good memorable characters. My chocolate bar. That guy.
Yeah, Franklin, isn't it?
Yes, you're better at the names than me. I just know what they're saying. So that was 5 was and the lady eating the banana at the beginning.
Yeah, that's it. She gets a lot of screen time, doesn't she? She gets to put her finger up, I think.
Oh yeah,
she gets that.
Then she gets done.
That's it. That's what
number 6. Number 6. Oh, number 6 is excellent. Number 6 is like it takes a different. It's just like, we did something wrong. Let's make it better again. Excellent. 7.
A New Blood.
A New Blood. 7. Is that the one with the girl with the telekinetic powers?
Yeah. See, people don't even remember number 7. It was a non-event.
The one where they cut the shit out of it, didn't they? Like out of all the deaths. It had some really good deaths and stuff in it though. The only bit that really ruined it is when she sort of flew a giant plant pot at Jason in the head. He was like, oh, and fell over. I was like, seriously, man, you just a bit silly. But by this point, people, if you're watching Friday the 13th Part 7, you're watching it. You can probably forgive these little things, but it was all right, wasn't it? You hate 8. Jason Takes Manhattan. I think it's great fun. I call it the arcade. It's the arcade.
I think I gave it a 5.
It's the arcade film. That's 5's an average though, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
I find it's an arcade film. It's brilliant. It's probably the worst one for characters though, to be fair, because I don't know any of them are.
Yeah, there's so many people.
There's about 100 people in that movie.
No, they all get killed before they.
Do you know what they should have done at the end of it when Jason Takes Manhattan? They should have climbed up the Empire State Building like Kong.
Yeah,
that'd have been awesome.
Yeah.
They should have done like an alternate ending or something. That'd been cool. So number 8 though, It's alright. It's quite good how he's on the boat and stuff. But then when he gets to New York, it's a bit. Obviously, they were cashing him, weren't they?
Yeah.
It's good. Number 9, people either love it or hate it. I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
I just got no time for it. It's ridiculous.
You really do hate it, don't you?
It's ridiculous.
I've spoken to you about this before.
It's got a fun opening.
Yes.
And then obviously the ending is what went then create this massive giant onslaught of like people wanting Freddy versus Jason.
Oh, everyone versus everyone.
Yeah. So that was a cool little ending, but I've got no time for Friday the part. Well, it's not even called Friday the 13th. It's just Jason Goes to Hell, isn't it? That movie needs to go to hell. Never come back. I don't like it. And then the remake, which was alright.
So Jason X never even existed then?
Jason, well, it's not Friday the 13th, is it?
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
come on.
bitch, boom. Jason X is awesome. Great fun. Again, it's just a great fun movie. One of my favourite all-time deaths in it as well.
Oh, yes. Yeah, of course. The face smash.
I love Jason X. It's good fun.
And you said the remake as well. We spoke about the remake before.
Me and you, because we went to cinema to watch Jason X, didn't we?
We did. Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed
It was great fun.
Jason
I remember having a great crowd of people in there. Everyone in there is like pure Jason fan, cheering. It was like I thought I was in America watching.
Yeah, me too.
They love it, don't they?
Oh, they adore it.
And I wish cinema was more like that over here. To be fair, like fun like that. We don't get it, unfortunately. Go on, then you hit it. What do you reckon?
For me, number one is a classic, but unfortunately for number 1, it's overshadowed by The Burning for me. Because the characters in The Burning you actually cared about a lot more, and it just felt more like a summer camp. I'm going to keep talking about The Burning because I love it.
I know you love The Burning. I love The Burning. It's great fun.
Slasher.
I paid like 30 quid off eBay for it on DVD. Because you can't get it anywhere. That's how much I like that movie.
Well,
but yeah, Burning's better than Friday the 13th Part 1.
Yeah, but I'd still give number 1 a 9. I thought it was, it was
what, because of
excellent for its time.
Cult value? Oh, well.
No, I thought it was, there was good tension. There was nothing else that had been quite as bold as Friday the 13th when it came out. I mean, the kills were really quite savage. Mostly on screen as well. Kevin Bacon's skewering was superb.
Actually.
And you didn't know that Jason didn't exist, you just didn't know what was doing the killing, so for me, number 1.
Plus, as well, Kevin Bacon and Budgie Smugglers.
The Budgie Smugglers, the jeans.
That's a brave choice.
He did, but fortunately Kevin Bacon's quite well hung, so if anyone that's seen Wild Things, he's packing a fair deal of lean.
Fair piece of meat.
So I suppose he could get away with Budgie Smugglers, couldn't he? But
he
paid his price for wearing them.
Every time I watch that fucking movie, where they say that girl from Drowning or whatever, I always find myself looking at Kevin's package.
There's a doctor that I can recommend you for that.
It's just if a guy walks into a room with his cock out, you can't help but look at his cock, can you? It's just like there's a fucking cock. Because you don't see it every day, do you? Anyway, enough about cocks. So Friday the 13th Part 1, that sounds good.
Number 2.
I'd probably give it an 8.
Number 2, the best way of describing number 2, I really like number 2.
It's cool.
I don't think it's as good as the original. I don't think it's a hell of a lot worse than the original either. It's just the original maybe just has the edge for me. But the best thing I can say about Friday the number 2 is that Tom Savini turned down working on number 2 to do The Burning.
You're such a prick. But we will do a podcast special of The Burning, alright, just so you can get it out your fucking system.
Alright, I'll never get it out of my system. Like extra, it's just in there.
The Burning.
Friday the 13th 3, I really liked. It was a slight dip in quality from number 2. The worst thing about number 3 was the fact that it tried to be 3D.
It was a TV aerial.
Oh yeah. Let's throw a yo-yo right at the screen repeatedly for about a minute.
Yeah, the quality definite though. The handstand death.
The handstand death is one of my favourite all-time deaths.
That's cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we spoke about that many times, haven't we? Number 4 is a quite brilliant little sequel. Probably my favourite sequel actually of the Fridays. I love number 4. Great kills, awesome. Great characters. Got Corey Feldman in it. He's great in it because he's the kid that you actually don't want to see get battered in with a massive sledge.
Kids back then could act.
Yeah. Well, more than that, I think he was actually a horror lover. Which I think you kind of, rather than him just being this whiny kid, I've got no problem against kids, I've got my own one. But in horror films, I don't want to see some whiny kid get in the way. Fuck off, Newt. Leave it alone.
Yeah, I told you, man. It was shit, innit?
Yeah, I mean, if I was Ripley, I would have been dragging Vasquez and Hudson through the chamber.
Yeah.
And left Newt.
She
could
dies
have been,
anyway, didn't she? What a
it's all
waste
for
of fucking time.
It's all for nothing. But, yeah, number 4, brilliant. Number 5, it all started to get a little bit ridiculous by that point. However, it's still a decent Friday slasher at heart. Number 6 did make a little bit of an upturn.
I loved it. It's good fun. It's good fun. They're great fun, the Friday films. That's what they're fun.
Yeah, number 6 was a good example of the fun because it just focused on. It was probably the most comedic of any of the early Fridays, and it worked well. It just got that balance right. Some great deaths, some iconic moments like him standing on the on the bus, and that whole kill beforehand where he pushes her through the wall. And Teenage Frankenstein, Alice Cooper playing it.
Yeah.
Everything was right, but the thing that I really loved about it was that Tommy was good. It was Tom McLaughlin from Return of the Living Dead, who's great anyway. And I can't remember her name, but the chick, rather than just being this lame, mousy chick, she was this blonde bit of fluff who liked driving cars with men's heads between her legs, and that was a nice,
really
refreshing
cool
change.
scene. Actually, I thought it was quite creepy, where the cameras go back, like they go to Crystal Lake, and all the kids are asleep in the cabins, and Jason's walking past the cabin windows.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, is he going to kill him? Is he not going to kill him? Fuck, I don't know if he's going to kill him or not. He doesn't, obviously. And I just thought it was really eerie that all these kids are like in the presence of Jason, and they don't even fucking know. There's this fucking mini war going on between him and because it's Corey Feldman's character, isn't it? Years later, isn't it?
Yeah, Tommy.
Yeah. So. It was cool. Bit of a silly opening, though, when they brought him back with the lightning.
Ridiculous opening, but
I think that's kind of what gives it the spunk.
Yeah, it's Friday, isn't it? By that point, you just bring on loads of hateful kids, and we'll just watch them get slayed.
Yeah. Well, they did that with the next couple installments.
So number 6. What was after number 6? It'd be number 7, wouldn't it? What were we talking about? What series?
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Number 7, A New Blood. See, everyone gets stuck at number 7 because it was so nondescript. Number 7's alright actually, not a bad little horror film. Typical slasher, nothing much to sort of make it stand out from the crowd.
Don't stand there, it just does its job really.
And the kinetic powers were pretty. It was a bit of a bad move. Yeah. Number 8, Jason Takes Manhattan is a quite dreadful film, but fortunately it's so bad it's good, rather than being so bad it's dreadful. And that is its charm. Gets by on that, and it's reasonably good fun.
Jason's good in it. He's cool in it, but that's why you're watching it at part 8, really, aren't you?
Yeah.
And he's cool. He's big. He's chunky. Kane Hodder, I think, still doing him. Then he played him for I think 7, 8. Briefly in 9, he's in for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then he's in Jason X, obviously. So.
Well, number 9 I've not watched since it first come out, and that's probably a good indicator as to the quality. I'm fairly with you on it, although I do wonder now, watching it again, whether it would be
actually I think you should
just
watch it
campy
again.
Enough to be alright, you know.
I just find it. I just get bored and end up like sit there and like looking at things on my mobile. You know, a film's not got your attention if you're doing things on your mobile.
Well, casting it back in my head, I'm thinking it probably would have got a 4. Now it might get a 5 if I sat and watched it again. But I don't know. Maybe it would just be shockingly bad. Jason X. I really like Jason X, and that would have got a 7. But when I did appraise it, it got a 6 because I was just so fed up with the fact that they took it away from Camp Crystal Lake. It really needles me.
They gave it a couple of nods, but that is such a. It's like Halloween. It needs to be set in Haddonfield, doesn't it? Nightmare on Elm Street is Elm Street. Friday the 13th. It doesn't have to be set on the Friday, but it definitely needs to be set in the woods. Definitely needs to be set in the woods.
And probably near the 13th of the month. Maybe at least the 11th.
Well, technically, the what one is it? Friday the 13th. The second one. Or was it the third? Apparently, the third film, is set the day after. So if the second film was Friday the 13th, then technically,
Saturday the 14th, which is a whole different film.
It's a whole fucking different film, people. But
yeah, great film as well.
There you go. But there you go. Oh, okay. So
yeah, so that's the Fridays. The remake, obviously, we spoke about it before.
it's
Great little opener actually, but I found it really by the numbers. It was okay.
It just missed a few beats, didn't it? It'll be
virtually
forgotten.
every beat.
It'll be forgotten, but it didn't really do anything wrong. It just
yeah, it did.
what did it?
Yeah, it did because it didn't do it right.
Well, I suppose, yeah.
My powers.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, it didn't like. Well, there's no sort of iconic characters in the Friday. They didn't murder any characters off. You know, like Malcolm McDowell, so he murdered the Sam Loomis character, just destroyed it.
Yeah.
They didn't like sort of they haven't destroyed anything, but they didn't bring anything new to the table.
Yeah, that's the problem. And in the same year, My Bloody Valentine come out, and the remake to My Bloody Valentine I thought was better. Sorry to get all burning like again, but that showed how to do it.
I agree with you.
So, should we do Texas? We should end with Texas.
Texas Chainsaw.
Should we take it back to Texas? Back to old leather chops?
Yes, because there's quite a lot of Texas, and to be fair, I haven't watched them all for ages, so let's talk about them. Get me.
Yeah.
Obviously, the original.
Yeah. The original. Well, should we just
10?
do this one together?
10 out of 10?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt.
Fabulous.
How could you improve on the original?
Horrible. Do you know what? When I watch Chainsaw Massacre, I don't even watch it as a film. I watch it as a documentary.
Yeah.
It's absolutely. It is horrific.
Absolutely. Still now, I've chills my blood more than any other film of its type.
It's so raw and gritty and dirty.
You can feel it under your nails.
It's almost snuffy, and it's horrible. That bit where she's screaming and they're all just laughing at her.
Yeah.
And the camera zooms into her eyes, and it's fucking horrible.
And she's really feeling it, isn't she?
She's filth, and he's sitting there trying to hit around the end of the camera.
Oh yeah, old Gramps.
Yeah.
Old Gramps. Yeah, number
and
one.
And that film, you can tell they've made that so
perfect.
They've made it so like on the fly. I think they were actually like eating each other and stuff.
Oh, she was absolutely terrified. Toby Hooper didn't give her very much indication of what was going to be happening.
Absolutely filthy film names.
And also the girl that got I can't remember her name, but the other character that got hung on the meat hook, that really hurt.
Yeah,
that really hurt. She was in quite a lot of pain.
The reason I give it a 10 is because when I watch it, it gives me a sort of a. I don't enjoy watching it as such. I feel so many different types of horror. I feel emotion.
It's primal. It makes you feel.
Yeah, it's like if I was in that scenario. People go, it's not scary. It's old. It's lame. You're fucking okay. Yeah, you got your opinion, but put yourself in a situation. Tell me you wouldn't be fucking scared. Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Number two. Well, I'll start at number two.
Yeah,
number two for me is a good sequel purely because it just tried something different. And with Texas, you could only really do that once, and you only really needed to, rather than trying to capture that again. They just tried something different, and I thought it worked pretty well with number two. Although
not seen it for a long time, I see a bit of the opening the other day because my brother watched it for the first time. I'm going to go back and watch them again soon because it looked like it was good fun actually. But I don't remember being like. I think like you say, the first one is. It's not a movie, is it? It's more of an experience. And then number two is a movie, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, I do remember not hating it. I do remember thinking, yeah, cool. Let's watch number three.
Yes, number three.
Leatherface. Called Leatherface, wasn't it?
Called Leatherface, yeah.
I really like number three.
Yeah, me too.
It again.
Me too. I was saying to you earlier actually that the thing about number three that I really liked was the fact that I watched it on a pirate. It never made release at the time, and I watched it on the really bad pirated VHS copy, and it was so dark, and the film anyway is so dark that actually, for something that based around that Texas Chainsaw Massacre universe, just made it more scary for me.
You didn't actually see half the film until 20 years later when you had it on DVD.
Yeah, and even then you can't see what's going on, but it kind of works. I think number three gets too hard a time actually. I'm going to sit and watch that again soon.
Yeah, I like three a lot.
Praise
I
it.
do. It's creepy. You really got a sense of sort of how inbred and creepy they were as well. As a family unit.
Yeah, you did actually.
They're strange old lot, weren't they?
They're pretty messed up family, I'd have to say.
The thing what makes it frightening actually, the whole chainsaw experience, like the family, is they don't feel they're doing anything wrong. Because that's how they do they think that's just how they like you know, people go out and you go to the shops and buy your weekly shopping, or in like wilderness countries, people go out and hunt pheasants and foxes or whatever it'll be, rabbits to eat, coyotes. But they go out and hunt humans, and that's how they've been brought up. They don't know no different.
No.
And they think, and that's scary. That's because you can't convey with someone like that, communicate with someone like that.
No.
Tell them you're doing, that's wrong.
No bargaining with that family, is there?
Yeah, it's fucking
Apart from maybe Gramps.
I think he was dead though, wasn't he? Was he dead? I think he was alive.
He was dead before the first film
started.
I
think he was like dead.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the score was there. What about number 4? What about The Next Generation?
Getting one of the worst movies of all time, critically reviewed, wasn't it?
It's pretty badly received, yeah.
Again, I've only ever watched it once, maybe twice, 10 odd years ago. I remember it. Again, when you're younger, you can swallow a lot more, can't you? You just watch things what they are, and I kind of miss that innocence about me now. Because when I watch films now, sometimes do you know what I mean?
Cynic.
Like, yeah,
old and
like
cynical.
if I'd have watched, say, like Halloween Resurrection when I was like 14, I'd have probably been like, that's alright, yeah. So maybe if I went back to Chainsaw Next Generation now, I'd be a little bit like, maybe I'd be a bit more harsh towards it. But what I remember of it, quite good memories really. He was in Drag, I think, for a lot of it. Which, when I'm thinking about that now, could be weird, but then
yes.
I don't know. So I can't really comment too much on it because I've not seen it enough.
Well, number 4 I always hated, and one of the things that I really hated about it was the acting was so bad. Even Renee Zellweger was awful in it, awful. Having said that, McConaughey, who was one of the family, he actually put in quite a menacing performance. But do you know what? Although I hated it then, I would like to watch it again now.
Yeah.
And separate it from the series and just watch it on its own merits, because I do tend to remember that maybe the second half of the film was quite tense in the when he got to the house. So
my brother's watching it tonight, so I'm going to find out his views later.
But I still expect to think it's rubbish. And then other than that, we've got I've lost where I was.
It goes to the remake, doesn't it?
We go to the remake. Yeah, and the remake. The remake was pretty good, but unfortunately with that, yes, I will.
I'll keep it rolling, man. So I watched remake. Remake. I like the remake. It was pretty much the same film as the original, but it felt more like a film, not a documentary. And they did a sequel to that. Did they do a sequel to Chainsaw Massacre, the original, like the remake original? Is all cool?
Yes. Yes.
No, I'm just saying, Texas Chainsaw remake.
Yes.
Was pretty much the remake. It was pretty much the same film as the original, but I felt it felt like more of a film than a documentary.
Yes.
It was tamed down slightly.
Yeah.
But it did its job.
This is the remake.
The remake.
The first remake. Yeah, I thought, for me, the remake was just, it was alright. It was just too clean and crisp.
Hollywood.
Yeah, although I did like the scene when he rose up with the face of Eric Balfour.
Oh,
after killing a friend with the feathers in their jacket.
Yeah, it's called Death. Yeah. It's a cool Death. Yeah, it was a pretty cool movie though. It was alright.
Had its moments. Then you got the beginning.
Then they did the beginning. Yeah,
yes.
Which was set before the original remake. Fucking it's all going, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was alright actually. I watched it again recently. It was alright. Again, I like the actors in it. Who's the guy? The dad, the sheriff. Well, he's not a sheriff.
What's his name? Ermy.
Yeah.
The guy from Full Metal Jacket. I can never remember his name.
You could suck a golf ball through garden holes.
Mm.
I didn't realise they stack shit that high. Yeah, he's cool in it, isn't he? But yeah, it's alright, isn't it?
I think the beginning for me may well be the second best one out of the whole lot. I thought the beginning was really, really good. Gave good backstory. I thought it was particularly nasty. And it had that kind of a little bit of the raw feeling, although it was still very cleanly shot.
Is that the one where they show sort of Leatherface losing his job at the slaughterhouse? Or was that 3D?
I can't remember.
There was one of them where I felt you felt a little bit of sympathy for for Leatherface in a weird way. Until we started his chainsaw up, and I thought, get the fuck out of there, man. Yeah, the beginning was pretty cool. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, and then Texas Chainsaw 3D, which I've
it,
actually appraised that on the site.
I watched it. Yeah. Again, you watched it. I watched it to the end. Like you say, a bit cynical. You kind of, I just put it on thinking, well, yeah, it's a 3D horror movie. I'm just gonna watch it to the end, and I watched it to the end. I was like, I wasn't disappointed, but I wasn't. It was pretty much what.
It wasn't pointed either.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, cool, I watched it.
Yeah.
If I don't watch it again, I don't care. If I do watch it again, it doesn't need my full attention.
Oh, I really want to watch it again because I was so disappointed with it.
I like the idea that it was a direct sequel to the original, as in the original.
Yeah.
It had that cool, the cameras at the beginning.
Yeah, it was quite a nice little idea.
But then it kind of went a bit teeny.
It was just too clean.
Yeah.
It was too clean, and there was just
there was nothing new in the movie.
There was no tension. It was just like, I don't know. I'll discover you. Now you kill me. That's it. The best thing about it, and ironically, for me, the best thing about it was the axe kill, where he kills one of the characters in the kitchen with an axe, and strangely enough, the whole film is chopping people up with a chainsaw, and it's pretty much there for all to see. But yet, the one moment that stuck with me was a particularly nasty axe kill. But
so
on the whole,
the Texas Axe Massacre.
The Texas Axe Massacre. Maybe that's where it should have gone after the first
one. For me, it didn't bring anything. I don't really remember too much about. I don't remember the axe kill. To be fair, again, I watched the movie. I didn't hate. But it didn't. There was no highlights. But there was nothing new in it. I mean, it was like, oh, he's been locked in the basement downstairs. You know, we've seen that loads of times, haven't we?
Yeah, we've seen it.
Oh, you've knocked the lamp over. So there was nothing. Yeah, there's nothing new to it. But again, like I say, it's called Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that bad because obviously you got My Bloody Valentine 3D.
Yeah, but 3D is a bit of a lame gimmick, really, isn't it?
It's such a powerful tool if it's used in the correct way.
Yeah.
Like if I watch Gravity in 3D, I know it's not horror. Mind you, saying that it's not a horror film, it scared the shit out of me. That film, Gravity.
Yeah, Gravity was alright actually.
Have
I watched
you seen
that.
it?
Yeah, I watched
Did you watch it in 3D?
I watched it in. I watched it on a plane on a screen about that big. But I could see what I was missing.
When I watched it on 3D, it was like you think, fuck me, I feel really isolated and alone.
Yeah.
I was like the only one. I wasn't. The cinema was packed, and I don't do cinema that often because I can't stand people talking on mobile phones for fucking da 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 da. But we sat and watched this movie, and it was like I was the only one in the cinema. Everyone was like immersed in this world. 3D works if it's used in the right. I read on the internet the other day. I tweeted it out there that the Halloween 3 is in the making, in the right works.
Nice.
They've dropped that they're making it. They're not. I don't think they're making it in 3D anymore. Why are we making Halloween 3 in 3D?
Hold on, is Rob Zombie doing this?
No, I don't think so. I think he's moved on to someone else. But at first it was titled like on IMDb Halloween 3D. And why? I don't give a fuck about seeing Michael Myers in 3D. I don't want to see a kitchen knife thrown at this fucking screen.
No. Or a yo-yo.
Yeah, that's not what horror films are about. You got away with it in the 80s, didn't you? The silliness.
Yeah, back when Jaws would smash through a sheet of glass and just freeze.
Yeah, Dennis Quaid.
And Lewis.
Yeah,
and Lewis Gossett Jr. as well. I knew I should have done Iron Eagle 5, man.
But yeah, so fuck the 3D shit off with that. Don't use it as a gimmick. Use it as a tool and it will work.
As a tool.
As a tool. So yeah, but I think the franchise is hit, man. What other ones we got?
We've done it. We've done
the main big boys, haven't we? I mean, I did want to do thingy Child's Play, but we've been doing this. We're just short of an hour, but.
I think we should probably leave it before Child's Play.
I like Child's Play 1.
Yeah, it's alright.
Child's Play 1, man.
Yeah, Child's Play 1 was alright. Child's Play 2 was alright. Child's Play 3 was alright. Bride of Chucky was alright. Seed of Chucky, I thought it was alright.
Oh, I hate it.
And Curse of Chucky, that was alright too.
They're
all alright.
No, they're not. Seed of Chucky's not alright. They're all alright actually, but Seed of Chucky's awful.
Yeah.
I watched it recently.
Maybe because I'm not a fan of the series.
Yeah, I'm not either, but I just thought he's still an icon, isn't he?
Yeah, in his own mind, I think.